Okay, thank you, sister. You're on the ball. Okay, so we have something else. Could all the people, please? Thank you. Okay, we have another gift, but we want to give it to the people that are registered first. Stand up if you are registered for the certificate. For the certificate, okay. Now, explain, Jane, please.
Okay, these are the rice packs. Remember when she was doing the hydrotherapy demonstration and she had the rice pack and you were on it that week.
Where were we? I forgot. So much excitement here. Okay, I know where we were. Shh, 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 shh. Woo-hoo. Okay, the way we're going to get the hydrotherapy books to you is this. hydrotherapy books for the Sandpoint Church. Who can we get them to? Mary. Okay. Mary gets 6, and who is going, put Brother Will down for Newport for 8.
Nancy and her sister had 2, so that was 3.
3 more?
Well, yeah,
6 plus the 2.
they're gone.
Oh, so that's 8 for, 8 or 9? 9 for Sandpoint Church and 8 for Newport Church. Okay, what other churches are Hayden, okay, how many from Hayden, for Hayden? Or live in the Hayden area? 1, 2, that's it? 3, 4, 5. Okay, so who's going to get the books for Hayden? Lorraine or Jennifer, either one. Okay, 5 for, was that right? 5 for the Hayden Lake Church. Huh? Jennifer or her mom, Lorraine?
So you're going to go to Sagal.
No. Just make sure you have the phone number of the contact person so I can get the books, arrange to get the books to them, and they'll get them to the... Okay, Edgemere. Okay, 2. Edgemere, 2. So I'll get them to Mona Lisa. Is that all right? Okay. What other churches? Huh? Who? Diamond Lake. Okay, Kathy is going to get them for Diamond Lake. Raise your hand high. Diamond Lake. 1, 2, 2. Okay. Okay. 1 more for Hayden Lake. No. Identical and silent messengers, free. Oh, no, these are the people that don't have bags.
Okay, so I'll go get some more.
Yeah,
So I have, who needs identical?
that's a powerful little book. Identical.
It's in your bag.
Yeah, everybody that has a bag. These are for people who did not get a bag. Uh-huh.
You're Joni. Yes, so I don't want that.
Okay, yeah,
I got it over there.
okay. Okay, so Diamond Lake is taken care of. Spirit Lake, okay, who's here from Spirit Lake beside the Bettas? Okay, so we'll figure it out. Spirit Lake 1. What other churches? Northview. 1. Diamond Lake, okay. Add that to Diamond Lake, but put in parentheses Northview. Yes. Another church represented here?
Else need this identical?
Okay. There were 8 people, right, Wendy, that needed rice bags that did not get them. Okay, so does everybody have a way to pick up your hydrotherapy books on Thursday or a few days after? Whatever time we can hook up this week or next week. Okay? And then we have the certificates coming. So we'll talk about that afterward. By the way, the audio video people said this is where you can find the programs, the links, if you want to look at them again or send them to somebody else to look at. Okay, so we have also been talking, some of us together. Remember I said we'll meet once a month if you'd like to, and there are several people who have expressed a desire to do that. And we have even set a date, August the 9th. Is that right, Brother Olaf? Okay, August the 9th is on a Sunday afternoon at the Betas new home. Jane?
42 Larch Lane. It's right on the corner of 41 and Larch. So
That's
about 5 minutes south of Newport.
what town?
About
Is it Blanchard or Newport?
Highway 41. Yeah, Highway 41. Right
Okay.
on the corner, Larch Lane, 41.
Okay, so it's very close, very close. Sunday, and what we're going to talk about, just so you know, how can we get the medical missionary work going in this area? So if you've been thinking of a project, if you've been thinking of a restaurant or some treatment centers or some teams to do cooking classes, etc., come to that meeting. We are determined to start the medical missionary work in this area by God's grace. What time on August 9th? What time is good for everybody? 2? 3? 2? 2? 2 o'clock sounds good? 2 it is. 2 o'clock, August the 9th. And we'll see what the Lord will do, right? In the meantime, be praying that God will show us what to do. And we're going to try to work together as churches. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Yes.
If anybody wants a phone call reminder, give me your name and telephone number before you go.
Okay, that's a good, yes. Oh, that's even better. Sign up sheet. Okay, any questions about anything?
Where is the location for August 9th?
42 Larch Lane. It's on the corner of Highway 41 and Larch Lane, just 5 minutes south of Newport.
And remember, if you already have a project in mind, you have a whole team of people that can work with you. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, let's go through this last little thing here. And then I just want to talk to the people who are getting certificates. And have any of you ever, we'll have closing prayer here together on our knees. And I would like before we do that, I want those of you who already have a medical missionary project to just come up and say what it is. Don't give testimonies. Don't go off. Just say what you're doing right after this presentation. And before we part, we'd like to have prayer and ask God to show us what to do, to not make this time a waste. Just learning, and then we go home and drop everything. We're going to have follow-up meetings. But those of you who don't come to the meeting, you still need to be praying. What can you do? This is 5 whole nights, 20 hours plus of your time. That's a lot of time. And we want to make it worth God's work. And Mary, again, and Jane, thank you for thinking of all of us. We really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, but you did. And that's a wonderful example for all of us as we go forward. Okay. So have you ever had a thought come to your mind and you go, oh, aha, or, oh, it's just like a light goes on in your mind? When I got the idea to do this, that's what happened. A light went on in my head. And I said, Lord, thank you. That's a good idea, I said. And I began to sit down and write. And I must have gone over this at least 10 times before I finished this list. And I only asked 2 people I didn't want to ask a whole lot of people because I didn't want a lot of people's opinion. I just wanted a few people's opinion. And that's the way it is when you get a good idea. You can't ask everybody, because if you ask everybody, you're going to be confused after that. You have to ask a few good people that you can trust and that you know have good mental capabilities. And that's what I did. And so I titled it, The Original Medical Missionary Emergency Bag. And at first I wasn't going to tell people what's in it, because I said, somebody's going to steal my idea. And then I thought, wait a minute, I'm a medical missionary. This work should be free. And the more I thought about it, I finished all this and I said, I've got to hand this out to medical missionaries so they can make their own. So what started as a medical missionary bag for $250, and I've already sold 5 of them, because some people don't want to go through all that. They call and say, I want to order give me their credit card, $250. It takes me about 3 weeks to put it together. But you don't have to use this same list. This is just what I came up with. And if you have a better idea, good. But this is called the original medical missionary bag. Okay, and what I did is I put 10 items in 6 categories. And these 10 items would cover every area that you would need in a medical missionary emergency bag. Now, what comes to your mind when you say that? Keep it in the car. Something that you will need no matter what situation you're in. So I'm going to go through this quickly. First of all, you definitely need some charcoal. Agatha Thrash said if she were stranded on an island, Dr. Agatha Thrash, and she didn't have anything else, she would want charcoal. If she only had one item she could choose, yeah. I think I would choose the same one. She said because you have prevention, you have treatment, and you have cure. No matter what happens. Okay, so tree resin, another name for that is called PAV, and that's in your book as well. It will take away warts, it will take away cellulitis. You could put that on your, what you showed me, and it will clear right up. Some of you ask me questions, and I go, oh, what? Because my mind is crowded with so many things. But like when I get away and I think I could tell you a ton of things. Okay, so you can use charcoal and you can also use tree resin. Tree resin is good for any kind of skin condition, and so is clay. You can get white clay or you can get bentonite clay, whatever kind of clay. Any kind of skin condition, it will take it away. It look like a baby leg. Okay? Flaxseed powder, what would you use that for? Yeah, exactly. Flax. PAV, P-A-V. It's called Miracle Salve in the health manual, or PAV, and it's also called tree resin. They had a little tiff between the families because the grandfather died. I used to deal with the grandfather 25 years ago. He died, and now the son is taken over, and another part of the family took the recipe and they call it Miracle Salve, so then the ones that really are supposed to have it call it Pruitt's Tree Resin. So if you want to find videos of remarkable healings, go to Pruitt's, with 2 T's, Pruitt'sTreeResin.com. And it's also, the reference is in your health manual. Okay, slippery elm powder, what is that for? And both. It's for both.
It also makes a great cast.
Yeah, cast.
Over it, it hardens like a cast.
Oh, I didn't know that. If you do what now?
Like if you have
Mm-hmm.
you could put stuff,
Put it with water, and
water and make it paste and put it over and it'll harden like a cast.
it will harden like a cast, she says. Yes.
I have some that's probably 25 years old. Is it still good?
Yes, it's good. Yeah, herbs don't go bad. And, you know, it's just herbal powder. Okay, so ultra liquid zeolite. I just got this from somebody else. I don't know where my copy went. Oh, is this yours? Okay, I'll have to give it back to her. It's in the bag. See if you have one, Darlene. Yes, everyone should have a copy of this in the bag. Okay, diatomaceous earth is going to be in your bag. So you get a chance to try that. That stuff is remarkable. You don't know how good it is until you use it after a few months and you begin to say, wow, this has gone away. I feel better. I'm not aching and, you know, I don't have pains anymore. So, excuse me, that is really good. Good stuff, I call it. Okay, aloe vera skin gel. What would you use that for? Burns, okay? Activated charcoal capsules internally. Indigestion, flatulence, etc. Okay. Anxiety ease liquid extract, and also the herb yarrow, self-explanatory. Yarrow is for wounds. Barley life extract. Okay, because now we're getting into green powders. Remember I told you a green drink every day? Barley life, by the way, if any of you are interested in getting any of those green powders or the colon cleanser, use the number in the health manual, please. Okay, here's your green powders. Barley life, spirulina, organic moringa, and that's it. Maca powder, what is that for? Hormones. Energy. Papaya enzymes. Excuse me. Digestion. You all are some on-the-ball medical missionaries. Golden seal echinacea. Immune system, right? Plantain leaves. Pain, mainly pain. Okay? Yes, bites. I didn't tell you all last year. Did I tell you about a wasp stung me? And I rubbed it on there? Okay. Okay, plantain leaves, badger sleep balm. What if you can't go to sleep? Well, you can use the badger sleep balm and the DE. Turmeric root. What's that for? Inflammation. Okay, 10 natural therapeutic oils. I skipped cayenne, you're right. What would you use cayenne for? Heart attack. What else? Strokes. What else? Stops bleeding right in its tracks. Makes it coagulate.
But it also seems to go either way, for thinning the blood and to clotting.
It does.
And if God has done that, it's like.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
And if you put it in your eyes, but it hurts. It does.
I heard that, but I would not. I don't know. I should never say never. Okay. 10 natural therapeutic oils. There's one oil on here that I would take out and I would put in. What oil do you think that's not listed here since we had coronavirus? Oregano oil. I would put oregano oil on this list and take out bug shield because we could make that by ourselves per Kathy, right? She gave us a recipe for a bug shield, right? Okay, so peppermint, huh?
Vervain is supposed to cure COVID.
Okay, really? Okay. Vervain. Okay, so we have peppermint, lavender, frankincense, clove oil. What do you use clove oil for? Toothache. Lavender. What's lavender for? Calming. Falling asleep. Peppermint. Asthma. Respiratory problems. What? Huh? Oh, yes, right. Nauseousness. Okay. Frankincense. Everything. Did you know that frankincense is the same as tree resin?
It is a type of tree resin out of a type of tree, and
How do you know? You know a lot, girl. Nobody ever asked. That's good. You're up on it. Wow.
says it's just a resin, but this is pine resin. This is resin of a tree in here.
Well, actually, the owners of Pruitt's Tree Resin says it's the exact same thing.
No, it's not.
And I think he knows. Well, let's put it this way. It could be, well, no.
It's a tree resin, but not from a pine tree.
Well, what they call it is 1,000-year-old pine evergreen trees that they get in the center of it, they get the tree resin out of. And this is not the regular pine trees that you see here, that some of the companies get their pine sap from. These are 1,000-year-old trees. Okay, obus oil. Now you know what obus oil is, right? Now I'm going to give you, this is where I order my products. If you want to get the best, they call it, what do they call it, Jane? When they're wild, they call, it's another name they add, wild crafted herbs. It's just like organic. It's nothing sprayed on it. Pin Herb Company, I think pinherb.com. Penn. That's where I got the obus oil from. Pin Herb, Penn herb.com. Or just, you know, Google it. They're a big company in Pennsylvania. That's where you get the obus oil. Any oil that, any herb that you want. Any herb. You can get 4 ounces, it's the smallest. But you can get it for $2 or $4 for 4 ounces. That is really cheap. Oh yeah, you got to pay the shipping. That's true. Okay, Jane?
Yeah, for a replacement for aloe vera, the jelly and the root of cattails works the same as aloe vera.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know if you ever knew Gina Reno. She's into wild harvest.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the one that said everything that you get exotic that works,
Mm-hmm.
you will find the equivalent here as well.
Wow.
In a different form.
Right. That's beautiful. Cattails are also edible, aren't they? Yes. All parts of it. Yes, Jean?
If you don't have golden seal or echinacea,
Mm-hmm.
wild grape,
Oregano. Oregon grape. Oregon grape. Yes, you're right.
Oregon grapes are which? Wild Oregon grape.
Golden seal echinacea, if you don't have that. Yes, that's true. Yep. Okay, obus oil is for colds, flu, viruses. It has in it an herb called cajeput. Anybody ever heard of that? C-A-J-E-P-U-T, cajeput. That stuff is strong. I had some this last winter, and I'm telling you, I said, I don't know if I like this. It's like mullein. It's an export. It makes you cough up mucus. Flu too. Flu, colds, any kind of respiratory problem. Yes. Cajeput, it has some in there, which, you know, is very good for getting the phlegm out of your throat. Okay, castor oil is for pain, and it's also a detoxifier. You can put that pack on your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, and it will pull the toxins out and detoxify. And it will take pain away in less than a half an hour, especially if you put a heating pad on it. I used to do it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah. And some people use it on their skin and their hair. Coconut oil. Numerous. And here's the latest one. In fact, it can be used for suppositories for hemorrhoids. It's very, very effective. Yeah. Okay. So these are the 10 natural essential remedies, the 10 nutritional needs or herbs, and 10 therapeutic oils. So now we have 10 small camping gear items. A LED pocket flashlight, a pure nonsense charcoal face mask, that's $20. And it's charcoal line, charcoalhouse.com. That's where we got the charcoal books that you have in your, this is the Seventh-day Adventist that wrote this book on charcoal, and they have the widest variety. They even have charcoal, C-H-O-R, that can be put in the ground with the plants, and it makes your vegetables just grow prolific. And wonderful color, have more nutrients in it, etc. And pocket knife, Gorilla tape. Have you ever heard of Gorilla tape? It's stronger than duct tape, if you can believe that. Yeah, It what?
They got it really cheap now.
Oh, they do?
No, duct tape is terrible to a point.
Oh, really?
That's really bad.
Well, I didn't know that, but Gorilla Tape, with a little bit of research, I found out this stuff you can hang something on, and it will just stick. It's like, I don't know how to compare that. Yeah, right, it does. It's really good sticky stuff. So you need Gorilla Tape. Poncho with hood in case it rains or snows or whatever. In this area here, it can hail and snow and rain and sunshine in one day. Have you noticed that? It's very unusual. Whistle with the lanyard in case you get lost. Garbage bags to put your garbage in. Ziploc bags, leftovers, first aid kit. This is a OSHA first aid kit that you can get on Amazon, and you look for the 25-person first aid kit, and it has so much stuff in it. It's really, and everybody needs a first aid kit. Band-aids, bandages, burn stuff. Well, you don't really need that, but it has scissors, all the things you would need if you had to make a tourniquet, if you had to treat somebody for something that is not an internal illness. No, it doesn't have that. Mm-hmm.
Also a place in Deer Park, Washington. It's called Bug Out.
Oh, mm-hmm. I've heard of them. Okay, so you're getting an idea of what you could put in your own bag. By the way, this is a Cabella bag, if you didn't notice. I searched the internet for days for the best bag I could find. Somebody gave me a Cabella bag for a Christmas gift. Actually, it was your son-in-law. And after 2 days of searching for bags, I said, wait a minute. The Lord pointed my mind to this bag. You know how much this bag cost? $12.99. And it's so strong. And look, it has, oh, you got to see this. Okay, I'll get back to that in a minute. I put the oils here. See, oh, this is where all my oils went. I put some of them in here. This is the sleep balm. This is where I put all my essential oils. I have my flashlight. I only have some of the items in here. And actually, Grace, you asked me for one of these, and I didn't want to charge you. You're my friend. So I was going to give you the list so you could make your own up. But you just get this from Cabella, and they have them in blue and gray and pink and gray and an army color. And they have it in dark gray and tan. I really like the tan. So you just buy, you can, now what's this? No, the men know what this is. You gotta have this. This is a flint striker. And I had someone from the Solomon Islands order one of these. And guess what? I made it up, and because it had a cigarette lighter in it first, it went all the way to Solomon Island and came back. Because it had the cigarette lighter in it. So I took the cigarette lighter out of all of them and put the flint striker in. Yeah, that's where we got some of them, but this one came from Ace. We got some of them there at Ace too. So I put these back in here. So you see all these side pockets, and look at what's up here. Here's the Barley Life packets, and I have tissues up here. Now, some of you creative missionaries, you could make a bag and sell it. Make them up. Because I sell, like I told you, I've already sold five of these. And I got other orders, but I wouldn't do it because it was coronavirus, and I couldn't be running all around trying to. It takes 3 weeks at least to put this together. Then I put it in a big box, and I take most of the stuff and pack it around the box. Okay, let me see here. Inside here, oh, in every one of these, it has a name tag on here generally. This comes with it, the list, and what to do with it. This was quite a project. You have it in your bag. Yeah, everything. What you use it for. Does everybody have one? Okay. Okay, good. So, look what this is. This is the first aid kit I was telling you about. And you can even get the charcoal in here. And a ton of other things. Aloe vera gel goes in there. Okay, so you can really squeeze a lot in this bag. Charcoalhouse.com, where we got the books. Yes.
I just wanted to tell you, and I don't know what you think of this, but
Mhm.
Dr. Thomas, when I took a class with him,
Uh-huh.
he said to use, for the bandages, you can use chucks and then you can cut whatever size.
That's a good idea.
And it's plasticized, and then you can wrap your cello or saran wrap around it, and then an ace bandage or whatever you want, and put the tape directly
On it.
on itself so it doesn't irritate anyone.
I can see that.
The exterior of the chuck is the plastic instead of saran wrap.
Okay.
Even saran wrap, they don't have an ace bandage.
Here's my whistle with the lanyard. So it's just a few things that I put in here that I had extra. So you can see, you can get, it's pockets everywhere in this bag. And you can carry it like this. We're set to go, right? So let's go down this list real quickly. Finish it off. 10 toiletry necessities. Kirk Castile soap or some kind of bar soap. Hand sanitizer wipes. Hydrogen peroxide spray. Towelettes. Toilet tissue. One big roll of Charmaine toilet tissue. I know. Okay. I can't believe that Americans were really fighting over toilet tissue. But I guess that's the way we are. Towel set, hand and washcloth, microfiber wipes for wiping counters, dish soap, a Fleet's Enema, ammonia sticks. What's ammonia sticks for? Darlene? I used to faint too before, when I used to eat bad, because I was hypoglycemic most of my life. I'd be walking like this, and all of a sudden I go, in the New York subways. I fell on the ground. My husband looked back, and somebody was getting ready to steal my purse. Yep, that quick. And there I was laying, almost totally unconscious. And that all cleared up. I haven't fainted except when my husband passed. I fainted because I was right in the room. No, I couldn't conceptualize it. I couldn't believe. That was the only time I fainted since I was 22 years old. Okay, so microfibers, dish soap, Fleet Enema, ammonia sticks keep you from fainting, and it will wake you up in a minute, less than a minute. Himalayan pink salt. Those of you who are eating, the Himalayan? Himalayan pink salt? Well, that's good to know, because it's very expensive in some places. This is the only, why is this the only? But how much? How much? For £2? Wow. Okay, let me ask you a question. Why is this the only salt that you should be eating? Minerals. You don't get minerals in salt usually. Only Himalayan pink salt. What's the other one? Celtic salt? Is that it? Real salt, I think, has some too. Okay. And that salt does not make your blood pressure go high. It keeps it down because it hydrates the cells.
And the Celtic salt has high magnesium.
Yes, it does. It has all minerals and trace minerals. So you can actually, I even take it and put it in my hand, and it will. And it makes your body retain the water intracellular so that your cells are really hydrated. Okay, so water packs. These are little small water packs. And I also have a water bottle, a shake, so you can shake up your nutrients. I have a bag like this that has nothing but my nutrients in it for the day. And I brought it with me because I take the green powder every day with carrots and beets, and I take my fiber, and I have my, herbal fiber blend, which I don't take that all the time, but I have it in my bag just in case. I think I need it. And what else do I have in there? I have charcoal, just in case I need it. So I'm going to have another bag that will be my medical missionary emergency bag, because that's for my nutrients. And sometimes I'm running out in the day, and I don't have time to take my nutrients. So I always have water in the car, and I always have a jar in my bag so I can take my nutrients. And the same thing with this. You should be ready to go at a moment's notice. Do you know I used to go to the Filipino church in L.A. Pastor Rossetti is the pastor. And he preached a sermon one Sabbath, and he said, we should always have an emergency bag ready to go, because you never know what disasters may come. This is before we were even talking about disasters. Somehow, that Sabbath, I thought he was talking directly to me for some reason. I went home, packed an emergency bag for my husband, an emergency bag for myself and my mom. I took care of my mom at the time, and she was in a wheelchair. Lo and behold, in Orange County, no, it wasn't an earthquake, but it was just as bad. They said we had to evacuate the area because the fires were coming up the hill from down wherever. It was a big ravine and woods and stuff down behind the house. It was a beautiful house, best house we ever lived in, swimming pool, garden area. And the firemen were coming up there with hose, knocking everything down and watering because the fires were coming up to the house. Everybody evacuated the neighborhood. You couldn't hear a pin drop in that neighborhood. And I said, Lord, you were talking to me that Sabbath. I had my mom's emergency bag. I had my emergency bag left right there, and I took it. The only problem was everybody was gone from my house, and I was just left there with my mom. The police came to get. They said, you have to get out of this neighborhood. They were shouting with, those speakers. And I just said, Lord, I know you're going to take care of me. You're not going to leave me here. And my mom. And I wasn't going to leave without my mom. We'd have to walk. But, I just prayed. I prayed with my mom. And so the police came and said, we cannot put this wheelchair in the car. We're going to have to call a fire engine. And that's what they did. A huge, big fire engine came and put my mom in there. 2 firemen lifted her up, and I got on a fire engine for the first time in my life, and we drove away. But we were the last ones to leave the neighborhood. Parts of it did. But what happened is we had to stay out of it for 3 days before it was safe to go in. And my daughter kept calling me, panicking, because she couldn't reach me, and she thought something was going to happen. But, when they have a disaster like this or some kind of a calamity like this, you know what? They don't let people in, and you have to get out. So this is why you need to have a medical emergency bag. What if somebody got sick in your family, and you had to leave right away? And you didn't have time to get things together. It's your doctor's bag, your medical missionary's emergency bag. That's what it is. You're always ready.
What do you do when you're evacuating someplace, they take the airplane, they say, well, you got liquids in there, you can't take those in there in your bag.
Well, there is some. You'd have to think about that before you go and put them in your storage, yeah, or either leave them out and buy them when you get there. But that's what I would suggest. You would put them in the, underneath. Okay, so we just have a few more. Swiss Chris Herbal Laxative. In our Lifestyle Center, Herbal Fiber Blend works the best. It cleans the colon. It brings things out that have been there for 10 years, including parasites, black rope. If you have any problem evacuating, and the way you know is you don't have an appetite, or you have trouble with your complexion, or burping, you may have a backache, you may have headaches. These are all signs of constipation. But sometimes the herbal fiber blend does not work. And so you have to get something else. Swiss Chris will always work. It will evacuate you when nothing else will. Just 2 pills at night before you go to bed. And it does not give you the runs. You buy it in a health food store. And it's very expensive. Huh? I don't know about that. But I know I've been using Swiss Chris for probably 30, 40 years. For helping people. Okay, not me personally. Okay, matches, lighter, we don't have that anymore. What we do is we replace that with a flint striker. Measuring cups and spoons, heavy-duty string, work plastic gloves, bungee cords, paper towels, wrap, and tissues. We put that in the outer box. And with the string, I put some clothespins in there, because you may need to wash out something and hang it. And you can take a string and draw it from one part to the other and wash out whatever you have to wash out. You can wash it out with dish soap, or you can wash it out with the Castile soap and hang it up. It'll be dry in the morning, right? So that's your medical missionary emergency bag. You all can go through this in your own time. There, if you read the last page, it has items that are not on the list, but you might want to consider, such as the oximeter, such as a blood pressure cuff, water purification tablets in case you run out of water and you need to get water from a lake or something. They have purification tablets where you drop one, and you can drink the water from the lake, if you can believe that. Huh? Yeah, that works too. Absolutely. So you, the wool flannel pack for the castor oil pack for pain, a heavy wool blanket, and so forth and so on. Read through that and put the items that you like the best in there. Let's see. This one is yours, Jane. I'm going to give this back to you. Okay. Thank you very much. Moringa powder is a green powder that comes from the Asian countries, the Philippines, and they swear by it. It takes away cancer, everything. It is amazing. In fact, they have a multi-level marketing company out of Loma Linda that uses the moringa, and it's very good. Okay, so any questions? No questions? Okay, so I'm going to ask the brethren, Brother Alden, what's your name? Val, Brother Bill, who else? Brother Richard, Brother Bill, Brother Olaf, Brother Arlen, to come and lead us in prayer. Please, Brother Randy, come on. Lead us in closing prayer. Oh, thank you. I have really appreciated this class. This has been the most remarkable experience. And I hope I remember all of your names. I will remember your faces forever, even if I don't remember your names. But I've met new friends, and I just really love you all, and I pray to God that we can get together on August 9th at Olaf and Jane's home. Oh, don't these men look awesome up here? Thank you so much. You all just take over and tell us what to do.
Randy, you want to start? Sure. Father in heaven, we just want to thank you for what went on here this weekend and for the blessings, things that we'll learn. Pray that you would be with each individual here that has attended. Bless them, the work that they want to do for you. Pray that you will just guide and that your Holy Spirit will be poured out on your people.
Yes.
And that this work can be finished up.
Amen. Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Our Heavenly Father, we have been so blessed to be here and certainly challenged for the future. And Lord, as we look to the future, we can be anxious, but we can also know that we have a guide that will take us through. And I pray that you will help us to really consider where we are in this world's history, and our families would consider where we are so that we can be part of your end-time ministry that we have been encouraged to with this seminar. We praise your name for all the hard work that has gone into this program